What is up, guys? This is Joe with Team First Class Yu-Gi-Oh! We're all really excited. I saw everyone else is watching this video. I know you are. We all can't wait to go back to normal, getting back to playing our children's card games using our shiny cardboard. We're all definitely working on things here at Team First Class. I know me personally, I got a couple of new decks I'm building. We know Zach is always building new decks. We have Renee bringing back an old deck, I think. I'm pretty sure Jerome's bringing back an old favorite, and he's also building something new. KG is just like Zach. He's always working on something. And China's probably still playing Trickstars. But we're not talking about new decks today. Today we're actually talking about my original deck, my original competitive deck, quote unquote. When I mean by competitive, it's the first time I made a deck that wasn't just 47 random one-ofs, and you know how everybody is. You start playing the game, you use cards that you think will be good, and then you realize what ratio should actually be, and you go from there. Anyway, guys, let's head on into it. Okay, so for Harpies, they are really good at a few things. They're really good at swarming. I know it's a term some people don't like, but they really do swarm very well. They're good at putting bodies on the board. It gives you access to the rank 4 toolbox, the rank 7 toolbox. With the field spell, they're phenomenal at removing back row. Like, this deck has such an amazing matchup against back row decks. And there's a couple of small surprises in there, and we'll go from there. Anyway, my favorite card, the star of the show, and the most important lady, is 3 copies of Harpy Channeler. Now, she is the card you want in your hand at all times. She starts everything. She is the light of this deck. Long story short, what you're going to do is you're going to discard a Harpy card, and you can special summon a Harpy card from your deck onto the field. So, you know, she's an extra body. She gets all your plays started. Also, interesting about her is if there's a dragon on board, she becomes a level 7. So now you see and kind of understand how you have access to the rank 7 toolbox, not just the rank 4. Obviously, like I said, favorite card of the deck, best card of the deck. This was the card I was most excited for when she first came out, and obviously you have to play her in ulti. I know Renee's going to make fun of me, but like, come on guys, if you're going to play the deck, play it right. The pretty ladies deserve pretty versions of your pretty cards. Anyway, obviously 2 pretty ladies, Final Fantasy VII coming out. You cannot wait. Best girl Tifa. Anyway, next 3 is 3 copies of Harpy Perfumer. Now, she's really good because she grabs you spell or traps with Harpy Lady Sisters in the name. Basically, you're going to grab Elegant Egotist. Would be amazing if you can grab any Harpy card, because then you could just take the hand trap, but we'll get into that later. Anyway, she's one of the best cards. She was really good for that new support. I was really excited. Thankfully, all of my friends, everybody helped me out. They pulled them, they sold me, traded me, was able to get my playset really early. Like I said, another good boost for this deck. The deck really needed it. Even with the new support, it's still not like top tier, but it's a fun rogue deck. The next 3 is 3 copies of, Tifa, Harpy Harpist. Now, Harpy Harpist, you max out on because she's essentially Harpy Skarm. I know Brandon Gibbs player, I'm going to use that term for all the time. But anyway, you pitch her off, you get to search cards. She also has another ability where, like, you can bounce cards back to hand with her when she's normal summon. But honestly, most of the time, she's a discard fodder. You send her out, you get to search a Harpy card. Plus, she's also 1700 body, and, you know, it's just good name. Again, always good to search more cards. Some people don't like to play this at all. I've seen some people play 1. I've never played 3 because this is a brick at 3. But I like to do 2 copies of Harpy Queen. And the reason of that is you discard her, you can search the field spell. That's really what she is. She's a walking turret forming. But I like to have the extra copy, not just 1, because, you know, it's a 1900 beat stick. When you play the field spell, she's a 2100 beat stick. And it's like a free normal summon, and it's just, you know, extra bodies, extra names for the Harpy cards. It's just, yeah, like I said, I like her at 2. I've seen some people play her at 1, some people play her at none. Basically, the same thing can be said for this. Most people play 1, but I play 2 copies of Harpy Dancer. And not the reprint, the original LCJW, because that's how we do it with this deck, boys. Anyway, Harpy Dancer. She's normal summoned. You get to target another Harpy you have, bounce it back to hand. Could even be herself, and then re-normal summon again. So this works in tandem with the Link monster. Also works really well in tandem with the field spell because you're popping a whole bunch of back row that way. Actually, Justin showed me. I didn't really think of it at first, but Justin showed me. This is ridiculous with Divine Wind to Winston Alley because you were just destroying all of the back row all the time. Thanks, Justin. Shout out to Side Scrollers. Not playing that anymore, though. No room for it. Then we have our 3 Elegant Egotist targets. We have 1 Cyber Harpy Lady, because we like to flex on people with our super rare. And then we have 2 copies of Harpy Lady 1. She's really good attack boost. I see some people like to play the vanilla Harpy Lady, which works really good too, because if you play the vanilla, you get to summon Imduk, and Imduk lets you, it's more dragons to make Channeler a level 7 and a couple other plays. But yeah, like I said, Harpy Lady 1, extra attack boost on top of the attack boost from the field spell. And like I said, more bodies. You need the names for the Elegant Egotist, so you do 2-1 ratio, because who doesn't want to play Cyber Harpy Lady? Like, look how dope this card actually is. It has no effect other than it's just really cool, and it is Harpy Lady with more attack. Then we have 1 copy of Harpy Oracle. Really good late game, can special summon her from hand if you have a level, I think it's level 5 or higher Harpy Lady card. Yeah, Harpy Lady monster. She's just another really good support card. You don't really like it at more than 1, but at 1, really good. And the art's really nice. Then, a lot of people I've seen, especially in the newer builds, don't play this, but I'm always going to play it because I'm a big fan of the original anime with Mai, and I just love this card so much. 1 copy of Harpy's Pet Dragon, or Harpy Garnet. I say Harpy Garnet because you never want him in your hand. You want to leave him in the deck. You could tutor him out with Channeler, and then now they're level 7s, and it's just such a good nostalgic card, honestly. So, like, honestly, I say play it at 1. I know a lot of people now play it at none, but it's just, I think if you have it, you're playing Harpies anyway. Have fun while you're playing Harpies. Play the cool cards, guys. Play the really cool cards. Then, I was super excited that this card came off the ban list. Kind of wish, I know he's unfair. Okay, guys, I get it. Masterpiece is really oppressive and really unfair. But I loved having Masterpiece in this deck and playing 2 Draco Harpies. I know that sounds really weird, but it works really well, and he was like the greatest boss monster for this deck. It was so much fun, and I miss him so much. I really wish I could play him. But we did get back Tempest. It's a dragon, obviously. The whole deck, for the most part, except for 2 cards, is wind, so, you know, you can just always have access to them. Recycle, Recursion, Tempest, always a good time. Obviously, we played a Secret Rare from the tin. Shout out to Caleb. He's the only other one who appreciates this. I know he bought all the Dragon Rulers and Secret Rare too. Actually, me and Josh bought all the tins for all the Dragon Rulers just to have them. Anyway, Tempest is a really good time. I was shocked, but also really excited that he came back off the list. I see all the time people say that Dragon Ruler should come back, and I feel like we're all going to regret it if they do. But you know what? They gave us back Super Poly with full-powered, buffed-up Shaddolls. They gave us back a lot of stuff. I think it'd be interesting for the new Master Rule to have the Dragon Rulers, and I'm also a little biased because I have all of them. Anyway, then we have 2 copies of Gameciel. He's just here, remove problem monsters. We'll also explain a little bit later on for another play you could do with it. But anyway, free removal. It's always fun using kaijus. Honestly, I just love kaijus. I play them at pretty much any time I have space. I'll play kaijus. It's always a good time. Always an easy out to problem monsters. Gotta love Gameciel. He's just such a good card. Then we have 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Obviously, Renee, when it comes to this, when it comes to BA, we are going to play our secret rares, but other decks we could play ultras or supers, never play the common. Again, I will say it every time this card is featured, and I'm going to be honest, I play this card in every deck. When you play Renee, when you talk to Renee, when you see Renee out on the street, let him know common Ash does not activate from hand, all right? And then if he asks why, you just tell him that's the poor people tax. And as I tell Zach all the time, and I tell China, and I know Jerome's already on board, KG doesn't really care, he's like Renee. But we are not poor in this family, so we never play the common unless we have to. The only person who plays the common is Renee because he doesn't like nice things. But obviously, everybody knows what Ash does. Like I said, in other deck profiles, Ash has been reprinted into oblivion, guys. If you don't have Ash, how are you playing Yu-Gi-Oh? Just, you have your Ashes, play Ash whenever you have room. Then, for the spells, we have 2 copies of Elegant Egotist. Have 1 Harpy, get to search another one. Free bodies, not once per turn. You know, it's just easy way to put bodies for the linking, for the rank 4s, for whatever you need to do. Elegant Egotist, always a good time. I've played with it at all ratios. I've played it at 3. I've played it at 1. I think 2 is the sweet spot because when you play it at 1, you kind of miss having it and you wish you had a second one. When you play it at 3, I just don't think you need the third one. And you can recycle it with all the new cards. And just like I said, I think 2 is really the sweet spot for this card. Then we have 3 copies of the best spell, Hysteric Sign. Now, basically, you activate this card, get to search Elegant Egotist. Then, you can't do this in the same turn, but later on, after you search Elegant Egotist, the next turn, you get to, if this card popped, whether your opponent destroys it, or honestly, you pop it yourself, you get to search 3 other Harpy cards, which is super broken in this deck. So, I always say, and actually I was just explaining it to Zach the other day, that there's 2 cards in here that are like this. Hysteric Sign is one of them. If this card wasn't stuck in Harpies, like if this is a better archetype card, this would be banned. There's no way you'd be able to play this card, but because it's in Harpies and nobody's really afraid of Harpies, we have it at 3, and who's not going to play it at 3? It's just one of the best cards. Like I said, you just basically, you get to grab 4 cards in your 2 turns, and it's just always a good time. Plus, see, another reason for you guys to play Dragon, look at Channeler in Dragon. Like, you're really going to have the pretty lady without her pet dragon. You got to let her play with her pet dragon. Have you ever seen How to Train Your Dragon? I know some of you have. I mean, that's going to hit you right in the feels. You just let her have her pet with her in the deck, guys. Plus, the art is just dope. And nostalgia points. You're playing Harpies. Use the nostalgia points. Then we have 2 copies of Alluring Mirror Split. So basically, it's just going to bring out Harpies you need. You get to recycle from the graveyard. It's, like I said, it's good at a 2. 1, you won't really see it as much. Yeah, you could search it, but like, I like it at 2. 3 is too much. You really don't need 3. So, like I said, it just extra bodies gets you there, gets you what you need. Then we have 2 copies of Harpy's Hunting Ground. All Harpies, well, all Winged Bees, but for this, it's Harpies, gain 200 attack, and whenever Harpy Lady or Harpy Lady Sisters, which is all of them, are summoned, you get to pop back row. Now, that's not optional, it's a mandatory effect. So, if your opponent doesn't have back row, you're going to be popping your own, and that's why a lot of our back row gets you pluses for being destroyed even by your own card effects. But yeah, this card single-handedly, back row decks, once they figure out what it does if they don't already know, they get super nervous and this is what they want to get rid of because, like I said, against Altergeist, you could just constantly summon, and every single time you're just popping another card, and it's just always a good time. Always a good time. Sorry to the Altergeist player that had to deal with it that one time I played this on the Super Bowl Sunday recently. Then we have 1 copy, Monster Reborn. Extender, nostalgia card, everybody knows what it does. Reason it's at 1, just get to the extra body, gets you there. Then we have 1 copy of Double or Nothing. Because who does not like going for the Detroit Smash OTK with your Pretty Lady deck? Basically anyone who plays a rank 4 deck, if you have access to it easily, play Double or Nothing. I know Zach has really bad luck and he always draws this card when he tries to play Double or Nothing, but when you get to pull it off, it is so satisfying. Like I said, it's just the OTK button. With Harpies, you could do it literally turn 2, like this is what I was talking about before. If you just kaiju their problem monster, put 1 Harpy, Elegant Egotist, or whatever you need, Now you have both level 4s, play your Utopia package, double or nothing, boom, OTK for the win. If you didn't OTK them, you're really close to OTKing them. It's just double or nothing. The only problem with this card that I'll say is when I'm playing this card, I kind of really always want to do it, so I get a little bit fixated on the play, but it's always good. Just it's an OTK button, so like I said, gotta give the decks extra win cons when you can fit them in. This is the other card that I was talking about that is absolutely unfair and would be totally banned if it wasn't stuck in Harpies. And it is 3 copies of the best card in the deck besides Channeler. That is 3 copies of Harpies Featherstorm. This is a literal hand trap. It is an on-theme cold wave from hand. For all of you really old players, you know exactly what that means. Think about that. It is a on-theme cold wave from hand. Absolutely ridiculous. And we don't have Feather Duster in the TCG right now. I wish we did. I'm really waiting for when we do because I get to play my secret rare. But like I said, when the field spell, you got to pop your own cards. If you set this, if this is destroyed, you get to recycle Feather Duster. So I mean, it's just would be even better, but like I said, this card's super broken. Super broken. Just like I said, on theme, from hand, cold wave. There's no better literal hand trap than this, and it would be absolutely, unquestionably banned if it wasn't stuck in Harpies. Then we have 2 copies of Hysteric Sign. It is literally just Harpy Call of the Haunted. 1 card Boral Sword. It's just summon as many Harpies as you can from your grave. When this is destroyed, they all go away. Like I said, free bodies gets you there, gets you exactly what you need. Then, for the extra deck, we have 1 Harpy Conductor. Because this deck doesn't really need link monsters. I mean, the deck, obviously we're going to play it because it's Harpies. And it's, you get to, it works in tandem with Dancer, you get to bounce things back. It's just, we really needed the link at first, but now without the link, you only need 1. So we keep her in there. We keep Pretty Lady in the Pretty Lady deck. 1 copy of Boral Sword, because obviously, like I said before, when you can win con anything, just put it in there, If you can make Boral Sword, put Boral Sword in. This is becoming my favorite link monster between Burning Abyss, this, and a couple other decks, which we haven't profiled yet. When you can make Boral Sword, if you can fit him in, put him in. Boral Boy is going to win you the game. And then we have 1 copy of Greatfly. Attack boost, generic wind, link, good down, arrows. Could also be beat cop, but this is better just because of the wind synergy. You could play, like I said, 2 of the Harpy link, but honestly, just play 1. Play this. It's good attack boost. And, it's just the down arrow that you need. Then for the rank 7 toolbox, we have 1 Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. Like I said, boys, if you're going to play this deck, we're going to do it right with our Ghost Rare and all our high rarities when we can. Burn things for game. Basically, you make them pay life points for every single card they activate. If you don't know what it does, it's just, it's a body. It's a good time. It bothers them because they got to pay for everything. It's just, and plus it's Red Eyes, so it's like Maya and Joey. So like when you can play it, man. Then we have Draco Sack. Tokens and popping things. If you play rank 7s, you know what this does. We have Big Eye. Take control of your opponent's monsters. Again, if you play rank 7s, you should know what this does. Pretty standard rank 7s. Then for the rank 4 package, we have my boy, who I was so excited that he came back too, Evil Swarm Exciton Knight. Other than Dante, he's probably my favorite Exceed. If I get to play him, I'm going to play him in every deck. So if I'm playing a deck with level 4s, somehow, some way, I'm trying to fit this boy in. It's a walking evenly matched. What's not to love? You get to do it twice. It's just such a great card. Then we have 1 Daigusto Emerald. Get to recycle cards, monsters from your grave, put them back. Pretty standard for rank 4. Daigusto Emerald's just a good time. Who doesn't love Emerald? He's another one I was really excited he came off the list. Then we have our standard Utopia package. Utopia, double. If it don't work, grab your lightning. This is for the OTK button. If you play rank 4s, play your Utopia package, boys. And girls, I guess, but mostly boys. Then, Harpy's Pet Phantasmal Dragon. A lot of people don't know what this does. Zach, unfortunately for him, knows very well what this card does. 3 level 4 wind monsters, basically 3 harpies. You make him. If your opponent's within 6,000 life points, if they can't deal with him, you're going to win the game because every turn he gets to attack for 2,000 damage. Him and all harpies cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effect. He's the only one. It can't be destroyed by battle. It's just... He's just literally a free 6,000 damage if they don't deal with him. So every turn you just attach a material, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. Like I said, if they're within 6,000 damage, he's going to win you the game. Him and Red Eyes Flare is basically a win con by itself. Make them pay for a bunch of stuff, get them down to about 6k, bring him out, pet dragon, let him do his thing, man. Go for that win. 1, Ice Beast, 0 Fine, another pretty lady. Wish she came in higher than a rare, but that's okay. She's the forgotten card. That's probably almost never going to get reprinted. Anyway, you detach material from her. She negates every face-up card on the field and gains 300 attack for each thing she negated. Not only that, she negates it until your next standby phase when you do it again. So think about that. No monster effects, no spells, no traps. Everything on the field is negated in vanilla or doesn't exist. And she gains an attack boost until your next standby phase and you do it again. She is so good. She's another one. Most people really have no idea what she does. She's just such a great level 4. If you're playing Wing Beast, which is really just black wings and harpies, so we're really the only people that know about this card. So good. So good. Then we have Abyss Dweller, because level 4 package. Graveyard Shenanigans, and Cowboy for Game. Got to do some more burn some more, burn it up, do your Cowboy for Game. Between Harpies, Pet Phantasmal, Red Eyes Flare, this guy, you pretty much are going to be able to burn them if you're getting all 3. If you can't burn them with all 3 of those, you didn't deserve to burn them for the win anyway. Then for the side deck, we have 2 copies of Ghost Bell. Using the altar arts for this profile because shout out to my boy Caleb, he loves his altar arts, so we're going to give him his altar art Lolly Girls. Stops the grave shenanigans. 1 copy, Harpy Lady Sisters, because we have the Meta Raiders one, so obviously we're going to play the OG. You really don't need it. This should be probably Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds. I just can't find my copy, but honestly, it's just Harpy Lady Sisters. You want to play Harpy Ladies, you can play Harpies, again, nostalgic, play the original, play the Meta Raiders. I know there's a Speed Duel one that Zach gave me, but like play the original, be like the OG. You know, do the right thing, guys. 1 Regeki, the old school Regeki 2, LCJW or YW. Is it Yuki's World? No, this is Joey's World. Yeah, very fitting. More Joey cards. Regeki, everybody knows what it does. Used to be super broken, still good now for removal, but you know, that's why I decided. Then the reason I said that Harpy's sister should probably have Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds is because we're also citing 3 copies of Swallow's Nest. So you basically just tag out 1 winged beast monster and special summon another winged beast. So you're going to bring out Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds. It's going to be a 1-way Vanity's Fiend. Only winds can be summoned from that point, which really doesn't bother us. And then that with some back row, like trap backing it up and a bunch of other effects. A lot of decks can't deal with that. Like I said, I really got to find my Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds. I'll look for it after this and find it eventually. But Swallow's Nest, really good card. Obviously, play the super rares. Then, Master Rule 5, 2 copies of Dimensional Barrier. Another card I love. Will find a way to put it in every side deck whenever I can. Exceed, Fusion, Synchro, Pendulum, whatever your opponent is trying to do in this new Master Rule, you're going to stop it with your D-Barrier. Then, 2 copies of Get Out. Now, I also have compulses that sometimes I play instead of this. This is good because it's like 2. It's like a double compulse. And it's really cool artwork, but it's like a double compulse. So I'm testing this out. If I don't like it, I'll go back to regular compulse. But like I said, Get Out, really good. I like Get Out a lot. Super underrated card, I think. 2 copies of Goes in Match, because playing 1 attribute don't bother us, but it really bothers everybody else. Sometimes, some decks don't mind, but some decks really do. And then, this is just for the lulz. I was talking about this with Lionel the other day. Haven't done it yet, but when I do, I'm gonna be so excited that I pulled off Witch's Strike. Super situational, and you probably should be switching this for other side deck cards. But the look on someone's face when they Witch's Strike themselves is just pure gold. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Might make a couple of changes after the new Master Rule. I don't know. I'll see. Like I said, keep an eye out. We have more decks coming. We might not debut some of them until after we go back to playing, because we want to have them for our vlog videos and profiles to show we're playing for the new format and all that. But like I said, pretty much everyone's going to have new stuff. We're always going to have new stuff coming. I know Jerome just bought a box of the new set, and he's going to post his opening video, so we'll see what he gets, guys. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what deck you're playing Master Rule 5. Have a good one, guys.